All right. We tweeted, we updated. Let's do it. So Bant Ooze. Easier to ask forgiveness than permission, right? So this is a Militia Bugler deck that's got a bunch of sweet hits for Bugle Boy. We've also got a couple out of Johnny and a Vivien. Mirror Image is interesting. Mirror Image Biogenic Ooze seems potentially very good. I like Hadana's Climb with both of these different powerful 2-drops, and Llanowar Elves to jump up into all of these seems sweet as well. So without further ado, let's jump into some matches. Let's play some fair magic. Well, I put the Esper hero deck on your website from yesterday. I don't know if I'm going to make a separate page for it, but you can find it on my YouTube channel. Lawnmower Elves. Zagana is pretty weak. I actually really like Zagana. Don't underestimate a 4/4 that draws a card when it comes into play. That's really potent. Well, I imagine we play Mirror Image over Quasi-Duplicate because Mirror Image is a card we can fetch with Militia Bugler. I actually don't mind playing against the Bant deck because, like, there's a lot of good sideboard cards for playing against that deck. It's just, I don't want to actually click through playing it. The clicking through playing it's the tedious part. Yeah, the Jeskai deck we played today felt super sweet. My opponent kept a no-lander on 5. Awkward. Anything with Judy will do, Yachidi. They're probably just trying to get a little bit of information about what we're playing here. There are so many sweet ways to trigger Growth Chamber Guardian in this format. Like, a Johnny triggers it too. So we don't know what they're doing, so we're gonna click submit. We're gonna click submit. Yeah, this is similar to some of the other Vanifear decks that have been going around for sure. I do like that, what's it called? The Bugler can grab the oozes out of the, or the creases out of the sideboard too. Would you say that the last one is like clicking through Devoted combo on Moto? It's probably not quite that bad. Honestly, the biggest issue is just that the end step stop keeps resetting itself. If I could have the end step stop work every turn when I click on it, it probably wouldn't be that bad. Thoughts on Ooze's price tag? LOL MTG Finance, it costs 1 mythic wildcard. Enjoy. MTG Arena not being attached to MTG Finance is the best. Is the best. God, paper magic cards. Oh, you. I put together your fairies list, and not having played the Arctic since Bitter Blossom was unbanned. You have ton of experience, and wonder if you tested Kitesail Freebooter. I'm not sure what problem Kitesail Freebooter is solving. The deck already plays a lot of discard spells, and Kitesail doesn't really synergize with anything else the deck is doing. Here's something that I've come to learn, Majik. When you're new to Magic, you really enjoy big brain decks, but the more Magic you play, the more you realize that it's really just therapeutic to register a bunch of mountains and kill people. Don't feel sad about enjoying Rakdos aggro. Embrace it. Enjoy it. It's beautiful. As someone who flew around the country trying to register big brain decks, just smorking is, you're just like, you know what? I've been working way too hard for this. Let's just do us. So, this Exclusion Mage is probably just a 2/2 for 3 in this matchup, and they shocked in their 3rd land tier, so I'm gonna play Grey Ogre here rather than play a card I care about into their counterspell. Give in to your anger. Yep. Yeah, extra time between rounds for less fatigue is very real. Oh no! Oh no! Smush! I agree with that assessment. The losses are ugly, but the wins are beautiful. Trigger. That's nummy. So I'm gonna attack for 2 here. They missed a land drop, right? Do I play Growth Chamber Guardian? I think I play this. If they tap out for a sweeper next turn, I get to untap and play Vivien Reid. So, like, even if they hit White Source Kaya's Wrath here, I just, like, untap and do this, which seems great. I guess I could even untap and do this. It's probably better to stick to Planeswalker, though. Alright, so that's a I have to settle the Wreckage Shock. So I'm going to attack with these 2 for 4. One wet fart, please. Wow, that seems like a win for the home team. All that build up, no gross at the end. What a tease. Turn 1 Guildgate doesn't really hurt this deck. How many Guildgates are in here? Are there a bunch of Guildgates in here? There probably shouldn't be Guildgates in here. If there's Guildgates, they probably were a budget thing that I missed. Oh, they're just playing an extra blue-green land. That makes sense. This deck actually doesn't have that many 1-mana spells in it. They have a 2-mana counter here, too. Oh, no! Syncopate! Oh, no! Syncopate! No! No! Okay, whew! Whew! I thought we were gonna have the post-syncopate land of shame. That's the worst type of land, chat. If they syncopate me there, I wouldn't have played the land because it's the worst kind of land drop you can make, okay? 8 months of debauchery and meme-worthy material. Thank you for the 2/3 of a year, Twerkin. I appreciate that. Just like, oh no! I think we're dead here. I've skipped necessary land drops so they won't know. Alright, so when we sideboarded there, I didn't know what we were sideboarding against. Binding's pretty bad. I wonder if instead of binding, if we're supposed to play... I guess we have a bunch of good tools for control. I wonder if instead of binding, we're supposed to play Sorceress Spyglass in these sideboards now. I can see that being real. Shalai is pretty mediocre here. This is a good Ajani deck. It's got a bunch of good 2s to bring back. The post-days land drop, yep. Okay, Hada's Climb might be a little mediocre here. Slob with the brand new Prime support. Thank you very much for keeping me employed here this month with that. I appreciate it. Most consistent. I really like Black White Angels. think I want to trim at least one of these. Do they have enchantments? Like, they don't think that they probably don't have that many, right? Is Shalai better than Climb? It could be. Yeah, let's just run it. Oh no! The 6-hour audio distort, chat. Well. These people are great. Buy their stuff. These people also great. Buy their stuff. Welcome back to Magic Arena. Let's see if we draw. And on the next episode of Magic Arena, we find out, is there a green source? Watch it be the Simic Guild Gate. Watch it be the Simic Guild Gate. Hey. Which of my sponsors do I use the most? I gotta look at them all now. It's probably Neo. I eat the Neo bars almost every day as part of my stream snacks. Can you explain why you kept that hand? So, when you're mulliganing low, you have to realize that every less card you have in your hand, especially against a... I do use my Lisa Mattress every day. Okay, the Lisa Mattress probably wins. They're not up there on that list right now, but they probably win. Every time you mulligan, you are less likely to win. And especially against an attrition-based deck like a control deck. So when you get to 5 cards like I was there, you have to ask yourself a simple question. What's more likely to happen? Are you more likely to mulligan and scry into the land that you need? Or are you more likely to win starting down very behind from not having enough cards? And in my opinion, most of the time, if your spells are good in your 6, you're more likely. It's not worse than a mull. If you listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth, but you weren't listening, so I'm just gonna give you a timeout. It's fine, we'll move on. That's how probability works. If I'd have hit with that hand, not hitting with the hand like that doesn't mean it was wrong to keep. That hand contained a bunch of great spells in it that were gonna let me play a good game of Magic if I hit my land. You're right. The risk is I could hit it and get to do nothing, but that could happen on 6 cards too. In fact, you could probably argue, or 5 cards. You probably argue it's more likely to happen on 5 cards. What am I doing here? I think it's tapped and then a Wet Fort Dork. Yikes. Awkward. Neo is kind of the official candy bar of Homeland, yeah? So, as long as my opponent's discarding to hand size here, I feel like I probably shouldn't play into their counterspell, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pass. So I'm gonna pass here again, and this way next turn, they have to choose between countering my spell or casting this to draw more cards. How filling are the Neo bars? The Neo bars are not meal replacement bars. They are more of a snack than anything. Main deck negate. Rude. Your username is dying slowly, and you're talking about passing out at work. These things, you know, username checks out. They are very good. They make a great snack. Yep. What deck and paper are you going to try first for the Allegiant release? I'm not playing an event this weekend. I play pretty much all my stuff on stream, so I don't have to pick. We get to play a lot of different things on stream.
Always nice to get out of the lab.
Always nice to get out of the lab. Just stick this right.
The wilds are my shield.
I'm gonna take the elf. Helps me generate a double spell turn next turn. Should take a Jeff day and play some decks that I brew. I brew a lot of the decks that we play on stream. There are a bunch of decks that we play week to week. Could you argue for Ooze to pressure their Planeswalker? No. My opponent has 6 cards in their hand, so the chances of them not having removal spells, they have 1 removal spell in play, and the odds of them not having another removal spell in their hand are next to none. So I would much rather just get my own card advantage going to try and match theirs, rather than doing something else, than trying to like put a creature into play. I'm like crossing my fingers that it lives. All right, let's start with this and see if this is allowed to happen. I'm not gonna judge as someone who did this very recently. I'm not one to judge. We've been there, opponent. I've been there. I completely understand where you're coming from. Completely understand where you're coming from. They should just call Simic the Wet Fart Guild. Basically, every Simic sound effect is just mono wet farts. You're just like...
Meet my newest friend.
Can you tell a difference in your chat to ask viewers between streaming Arena and streaming MTGO? Yeah, when we stream Arena, we actually have viewers. That's the major difference. So, this Rail emblem's just gonna destroy us next turn, right? It's gonna kill Vivien and other things. Feel like we're probably dead.
This lightning strikes a lot more than twice.
This lightning strikes a lot more than it really does, Rail. We played any Teysa decks? We played Teysa to start this morning. It was just in a straight black-white shell, though, so I don't think it didn't feel particularly great. People have trouble following MTGO because MTGO, for the most part, is unwatchable.
You'll have to do better than that.
They left Vivien alive. Interesting.
No one knows the wilds like I do.
I'm not going to the tournament this weekend. It's supposed to snow in Indianapolis, so... Why are we still playing? I don't know. Got a bunch of stuff. Like, they just meant to fight with fire? Maybe they don't have anything. My Vivien's still alive for some reason. Like, if they had a bunch of spells to trigger this Ral emblem, they would have done it, right? Shalai would counter the emblem? Yes, it would. Right up until the emblem killed Shalai. Alright, I get it.
If you show remorse, you know what? I'm not done yet.
Not bad for a mouse.
Are they dead? Are they dead? I think they're dead. I think they're dead to this climb, right? Yeah, they're actually dead. Why are you still playing, Jeff? I don't understand, Jeff. Why are you still playing Magic, Jeff? You can't win the game anymore, Jeff. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. Thud. Got him. All right. Look at that. Listen, I am the king of concessions, chat. Never forget, I am the king of concessions. If I am still playing a game of Magic, there is definitely a chance. Probably a pretty good chance. King of concessions. All right, what are we doing? Negate sounds great. Carnage Tyrant's good. Hydroid Krasis. That was please time me out as punishment. We got you. Oh, that was wonderful. All right, Exclusion Mage out. Mirror Image out. That one out. These probably get out. I know Climb was just really good there. I probably should never cut the climbs. Miley Cyrus wouldn't cut the climbs, so why should I? We regularly concede games when they are very over. I felt like that game wasn't very over. I felt like we had a chance, okay? Which match? This is like the second or third match. We're having a good time. We're having a good time. All right, so I think this is good. I really don't know if I like Binding or not in this deck. I kind of feel like I just want Sorceress Spyglass. I guess Binding is good against Drakes, but like Drakes has kind of fallen out of favor. I kind of feel like I'd want like 2 Bindings and 2 Crushing Canopies. Well, I mean, Ooze is kind of what this deck is trying to do, Kane. I get that we've like played against a bunch of control decks in a row, so like that's something that happens a lot when people are talking about like decks that we're playing. They like look at the cards that we sideboard in often because we had a pocket of a very specific type of match. They're like, why aren't you playing that card main deck? And like, well, while that card's good in the games that we've played so far, it's not going to be good everywhere. I think we are going to take a look at some of what this deck is doing after this match, though. I feel like there's some weird choices, like random one-ofs, that I would like to just kind of smooth out a bit. Yeah, Ooze is very good in the mid-range matchups. Very, very good. Itty bitty bugle boy, company B. Let's see Carnage Tyrant do that, okay? No, we played straight black-white. I don't know that Splashing Colors is good. Matt's been trying, I think Matt's trying a blue splash, but I'm not convinced. Wow. Wow, Bugle Boy. I just got done trying to upsell you, and you gotta do me dirty like that. Just got done upselling you, and this is what I get. I do like getting to play Negate in our sideboard, though. That's pretty sweet. And I like, this is something I liked in the Bant Flash deck, is we get to hold up Growth Chamber Guardian / a counterspell. What are the odds of whiffing on a Bugler? I don't actually know how many hits we have in this build. Oh, do they have another counterspell here? Maybe this is bad. Yeah, maybe this is bad. Am I just supposed to, yeah, I'm probably just supposed to activate Growth Chamber in response there, huh? Yeah, I got too excited about my negate. That was a mistake. Yeah, that was a mistake. Just mono wet farts. Just all the song of the Golgar, the Simics people. Wet fart tribal, yep. Alright. This card seems sweet. I wouldn't mind a couple of these in the main, I don't think. Oh my god, I tapped that wrong. I haven't cast a lot of this card, and my head went to I wanted to draw 2 cards, because that's how much my mana enabled me to do. So, my head was like, oh, I want X's 2 because I can draw 2 cards, but it's half of X. Deal. That's fine. We get a game 3. Made a couple of mistakes. Still get a game 3. We're not even dead yet either. Like if they have Clarion here, we'd be super far ahead with a 4/4. Just around. Maybe they'd be dead on board right now if I'd have made the correct size Krasis. They'd still be dead on board. Yeah, Bugler picking up Krasis, I agree, is super high value. Couple of pretty big mistakes here, and still ahead, so that's nice. Yeah, I agree. A max X button would be ideal for the interface, and not just because I'm stupid, but because sometimes counting your lands can get hazy when a lot of them are tiny. So I'd have a 4/4 still right now if I'd have tapped right. Are we that high to miss? I definitely wanna push some things around if we're that high to miss. It seems pretty high. I'm gonna concede to an explosion for 5 here. We'll untap and try and draw Krasis, but otherwise, so the deck won this match. I, however, did not win this match, potentially. Alright, they have 1 card left. Second Krasis, please. Alright, yeah, big dumb green creatures. Woo! Green creatures. Carnage Tyrant. Making up for idiots who can't play Magic since 2015. 2016, what year was this card printed? 2017? 2017, got it, alright. Your move, Yugi boy, this is all I got. Oh no! Oh no! Why did they draw a good card? They're not supposed to draw good cards. Wow. What a tease. It's a wet fart against the world, chat. One wet fart versus the world. Who would win? Wow, didn't even let me draw cards when they killed me. I'm gonna click submit. Are there any Bugler hits that this deck should be playing that we're not? Would a couple of Tristanis be good? What are good Bugler hits that this deck isn't playing? Tristani? What else? What are other good Bant Bugler hits? It technically hits Vanafear. I don't know if I want to go that deep, though. It kind of requires the deck to be constructed a little bit differently. Deputy of Detention. Deputy of Detention's gotta be better than this this Exclusion Mage, right? Tithe Taker. Tithe Taker's a good one. I like that suggestion. Tithe Taker is excellent. Oh, Vanguard. Vanguard could be sweet. I definitely like that card in general. If I don't draw a 5th land next turn, I'm gonna Krasis with X's 2 to give myself the best chance to hit a land. I hit the land. Alright, so let's just hang tight. Why do you think Tithe Taker is great? Tithe Taker is great because it's a relevant turn to play that's good against aggro. And the reason why it's good against aggro is because it's able to provide 2 bodies after it dies. And it's also good against control because it makes their spells cost more mana on your turn. Jade Light's a good one. Jade Light's another just like good magic card, right? I don't know if we want an entire Explore package, but Jade Light in general is probably a good addition. Yeah, I think we want to cut some Planeswalkers. I think the Ajani's probably too cute. Settle me, baby. Deal. You just put another dino in. Next. Yeah, Jade Light is also good with Climb. I agree with that. I don't think double white's reasonable in this deck. And that's actually another reason to trim the Ajani, right? Like, Ajani needs double white. Alright, do you have another settled? Otherwise, we're gonna go ahead and end Teferi here.
That's how it was meant to happen.
So, X is 6 on this. Let's do it. This card's sweet. X is 6. X is 6. X is 6. Come on, Hogland. Say it to yourself again. X is 6. This card's also good with Climb, which is sweet. I caught myself that time, Chad. I caught myself. Man, the fact that that thing's a trigger is so fantastic. It is satisfying to see Carnage Tyrant ram into Teferi. I agree. Oh, that feels good. That everything just feels incredibly right about that. We're gonna put some of these in the main. My favorite thing is when people, they're like, this deck would be a lot better if you did X, and like, we're already doing the thing that they're saying would make the deck better. It's like, well, it would probably be better if you looked at the deck list before you made a suggestion. It's big dick energy bugler, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get him. Four, 7, 10. X is 8. X is 8. X is 8. So my opponent likely has a counterspell here. So I'm not jamming the Climb into a counterspell because I have a lot of I have negates in my deck to find.
Look how far you have come.
Listen, my 3-year-old knows what his penis is. I can say dick and penis on Twitch, okay? And still be family friendly, okay? Yeah, just can't whip it out, okay? I know, I understand where the line is. Never know when the cops are watching. I guess this card's threatening to ult here, huh? Alright, well, let's climb. Is there a 2-drop in my bin? There's technically a 2-drop in my bin. There's a walk-in in my pocket. Well, my opponent's timing there was loose like a goose, so let's jam the next climb. I'm happy you're having as much fun as I am jamming this nonsense. Looking forward to your tweaks. Put these towards Ooze puns. Thank you, Frago, for the biddies. I appreciate it. You know what's better than a normal Carnage Tyrant? Did you say flying Carnage Tyrant, chat? Because you're right. Flying Carnage Tyrant. I don't know about you, but he's feeling 22. Oh no! Oh no! There's been a terrible crash, chat. There's been a terrible crash. You know, maybe I'm not supposed to play this because they kinda, well, I guess they can tuck this. They can't beat this ultimate, right?
No time for a break.
They need a Star of Extinction here. And if they have a Star of Extinction, I just go like Ooze into Carnage Tyrant next turn. That's not a Star of Extinction. The core of what this deck is doing is sweet. Let's make a couple of changes. I feel like there's some mediocre cards hiding in here and I want to just like get them out. Johnny was okay there, but I think he kind of clashed what we have going on. I really don't like Shalai. We can't hit her with Bugler, and she's just not that powerful. I actually really like Zagana, and I'm going to play an extra copy of her. I think Exclusion Mage and Mirror Image are some nonsense. I really like the idea of Tithe Taker, because I like having a strong core of things that are cheap to play in the deck. Krasis is kind of just insane. And I want 2 in the main and 2 in the board. Oh, no, I'm almost out of Mythic wildcards, chat. Time to give Watsy more money. All right, how many Bugler hits is this? This is 16, 20, 25, 26. One more is 27. What do you think? What do we think of that? This doesn't really have much removal, but we could just go, like, bigger than what a lot of these other decks are doing, right? The 4 CMC slot is empty. A little bit. Oh, D-Sphere with wheels. Is that better than Knight of Autumn? So, like, part of the problem is, like, that the D-Sphere, I don't have a ton of removal magnets in my deck. And, like, this card technically has synergy with Climb as well. This deck would love Hanger Backwalker, I agree. I'm going to put a couple of Spyglass in the board. I'm going to get rid of these Ixalan's bindings. I'm going to play a copy of Plummet. Do I still only have 59 cards in my main? Is this a Dovin Bond deck? I don't think so. I think we want more creatures that hit. I think we want more creatures that hit, that get hit off of Bugler. I got 1 Plummet and 1 Canopy. I think that's fine. Need one more card for the main deck. Honestly, a couple of Conclave Tribunals are probably not the worst. We have so many good 2-drops. Honestly, this might just be right. I don't hate this. This is 16, 20, 25 hits for Bugler. Oh, I mentioned Tristani. Yeah, I don't hate that. There's like another card that's good at gumming up the board. I'm gonna trim a Tithe Taker. That seems fine. So this is 15, 19, and 7, 26 hits for this. That seems fine. Let's give this a try. What's the mana look like? I guess let's take a peek at the mana real quick. I added a cheap white card, but I'm still pretty core. Yeah, the mana's fine. Let's leave the mana. What makes Zagana good? So Zagana, in addition to being a massive bomb on her own that can be attack into big boards, a 4/4 that draws a card when it comes into play is like very reasonable. You think Ooze is just a better Tristani at all times for this deck? That could be true. I could see that being the case. Maybe just like we get the 4th Ooze in before we play the first Tristani. So we play like 1 Tristani and 4 Oozes. That's probably not unreasonable. They're very similar. Now I'm a pretty big... So like, here's the thing. People are saying we should cut lands because we have so many mana creatures. Because we have Krasis in our deck, flooding out really isn't that bad. Because if we flood out into Krasis, we're going to draw a bunch of stuff. When you have a big... Maybe because we have so much mana, we just play 4th Ooze plus a 3rd Krasis in the main. I think maybe that's what I end up doing. Yeah, half your dorks become 4/5s. I was kicking and streaming the whole way as I'm a legacy player, but I have to admit, I agree. I think if you just like, honestly, I think if you're a legacy player, you'll love this format of Magic. This Magic format's very close to legacy. They're sweet combo decks, but the fair decks are ultimately the best ones. I'm glad you gave it a try, Jiminy. Yeah, with Adapt and Ooze, we have a lot of mana sinks. I agree. If I get Ritual Ascended next turn, I'm going to hate myself. It was a good turn, Sandbagger. You're not wrong. Rude. So, the Sabotage feels bad here, but at the same time, that Sabotage indicates that my opponent likely isn't casting Ritual Ascent next turn, because if they had Ritual Ascent, they'd just let that resolve and then kill it. I'm not playing the best of 3 of... Well, they just drew that one. And we know they just drew that one, because if they had it, they would have played it earlier. Ouch. I'm glad you got a 3rd point at Toughless, little Bugler. So, I just draw a card with this. What are the odds they counterspell this as a 3/3? Probably high. They obviously have a counterspell. They keep pausing on my stuff. I think Quasi-Duplicate's not good enough to not be a Bugler hit. Basically, every card we put into our deck with this that's not a Bugler hit has to have a very good reason for being there. Yeah, maybe I think I was too greedy. I wanted to get value out of this, but you're right. I overvalued getting value and should have just jammed my threat. So if this resolves, I'm going to attack. If it doesn't resolve, I'm going to play Growth Chamber Guardian. They shocked in their 4th land, which indicates to me that they probably have a copy of... What's it called here? That's interesting. They probably have a copy of... whatever that card is. They're going to kill both my creatures here in response? Yes. Chemister's Insight. Yeah, it signifies Chemister's Insight. They have another Spell Pierce? Sure, deal. That was a real good exchange for us. Land. Land. Come on. Come on. Rats. Alright. I guess I just do this and this. Maybe I'm supposed to play Zagana here because it's better against Ritual Assault. Maybe I'm supposed to play Zagana because it's better against Ritual Assault. Getting my Llanowar Elves into play is kind of like making a land drop, though. Contempt. Deal. The Wet Farts Guild. Trigger. Why am I so online? No, I stream till at least 4 o'clock every day, and it's currently 5 minutes till 4. Worth noting, Tristani's lethal here. Dun, dun, dun. Maybe we don't have enough hits for Zagana to be good. Maybe I don't have enough cheap counter stuff for this to be worthwhile. Like, I have the climbs, but this might not be worth playing. Do I want some negates here? Yeah, I think we need the Explore package, and I don't think I want to fit the Explore package in. I think I'd rather work off of what we have. I like these 2 drops rather than fit the Explore package in. The fact that they have Spell Pierce in their deck makes me think they might have, like, Thief of Sanity and stuff, so I kind of want these Plummets and the Crushing Canopies. I'm gonna run to the restroom really quick. I'll be right back. Look at that. Look at that. Perfect timing. Never didn't have it. Ugh. Yeah, let's just drop Lucifer, shall we? So, I don't know that I like Beast Whisper. Honestly, I kind of want another piece of removal in this deck, like a 3rd Conclave Tribunal. The problem with Vanathir is that I have to reconstruct, kind of, the threat base that I'm playing, which doesn't seem great. The Simic Split spell is actually really interesting. Huh. I like that a lot, actually. Incubation, whatever. Denerf Worth with the brand new Prime Sport. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Sorry, Miley. You think the competitive standard scene is going to have better decks as a result of so many people playing Magic Arena? Yeah, probably. More games means things get optimized more. Yeah, Incubation Incongruity sounds really sweet. We definitely have enough creatures to hit with the back half consistently. I like that idea a lot, actually. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I'm going to cut. So I think I want to go to... I have a map in my head of things I want to change here, and that's a good one to add into the mix. This pause here makes me think they don't have Ritual. I don't think Deputy's a very good card. There's so much interaction in this format that a card like Deputy just dies most of the time. Actually, Cry is definitely worse for us than Ritual.
Never back. I just want to peek. The weight is killing me.
So I get to kill Ral next turn, which is nice. They get to eat my Bugler, but I get to kill their Planeswalker, so sign me up.
Back to the drawing board.
For folks like to ask why I often don't play the events, the kind of stuff we're talking through here, like different changes we can make to improve the deck. These are the kind of things we don't have the flexibility to do if we're locked into playing in a deck for the event, for the entire session. Rats, my good spell. Yikes. All right. Conclave or Plummet, please. Conclave or Plummet. That's actually better than both the cards I asked for. Oh, Magic Arena. You know exactly what to get, a boy.
Get that out
There
of
we
here.
go. This card is so good. She's so good. That's technically a Plummet. Plummet plus. Alright, well now we need a Plummet for this one. Or another Vivien, one of the two. Sure.
Come to me.
Yikes. Alright, well I mean I guess I have a blue source finally. And if they want to use Nick to kill Vivien, I have creatures in play to pressure Nick, so we've got that going for us. Oh, I could attack and generate a chump blocker. That's a very good suggestion.
Just like before.
Saw it a little bit too late, but that's a good suggestion. So, I probably missed 2 points of damage. They're gonna get Vivien back here. But if they get Vivien back, I'm just gonna, like, kill their thing. Yeah, the Tithe Taker attack was free. I don't think it's gonna matter. We'll see. I can rip a Conclave Tribunal here, still. And then this is just, like, a divination that killed my Planeswalker. Alright, Wet Fart Guild, time to go to work. Not sure we're gonna be able to beat this drawing 4 cards. We could rip a Krasis.
Interesting.
Druid pairs very well with Krasis. The fact that it ramps us up, it's nice.
I always have an answer.
I'm not gonna lie. That was kind of underwhelming. Ooh. Ooh. So this is X is 9. X is 9. Oh, Magic's great. I love this game. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, yeah, there should be Carnage Tyrant in my deck. Let's do that. Oh. Spyglass is there for Teferi. The Teferi matchup. Spyglass turns off Azcanta and Teferi Hero of Dominaria. Come on, that was just good television, folks. The Arena Shuffler knows what good TV is. Alexer, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me around. I don't know if they're playing Thief. I said maybe they are. One wet fart, please. Dunk. The fact that this card gets to attack through Nicol Bolas is also a pretty big deal. Doesn't die to cry. Lines up pretty well against what they're doing in general. Do I just want to, I think I just want to draw one here. Like my hand is so good that I just want to draw a card. And I don't want them to counter this. So like if they burn a counter spell on this, that's like okay for us. It's like if they have Cry next turn, I don't care if this gets played out into Cry. I want to give myself the best chance to land to stick this Carnage Tyrant next turn. Come Fifth, thank you very much for sending that Twitch Prime this way. I really appreciate that. There's a lot of great people you can send that to every month. Thanks for sending it to me. Ritualist does clean our board out here. Perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and just play the Carnage Tyrant pre-combat because not attacking with it sends this big giant flashing message. Not attacking with the elf sends this big giant message. Jeff wants to play a 6-drop, so I want to do this so they don't kill my elf inside of combat to mess up my turn. Getting Dino down here is pretty good. Would you play a 4-mana 2/2, draw 1, gain 1? Sometimes that effect is good enough. In general, that card's probably not playable, but in some instances it definitely is. I want to do this. Maybe I'm just supposed to growth. Speaking of wet farts, maybe I'm just supposed to growth chamber and plus it this turn. They could have a really good showstopper. If their showstopper is good here, we could be in trouble. All right, well, they're dead on board. They have a dive down. They could have dived down. All right. Deal. All right, let's make another round of spell change. I like Incongruity. Whatever that card is, incubation or whatnot. That sounds like a great idea. Krasis also been absurd. I underestimated how easy it would be to trigger Zagana, so let's trim that. Let's go up on. Oh, my Krasis are in this. I was like, why isn't it adding more Krasis that's in the sideboard? Let's add one of these. I'm gonna cut these Conclave Tribunals. I'm gonna go up to the 4th Ooze. Oh no, I only have one Mythic Wild card left. I only have one Mythic Wild card left. I feel like we just talked about a different, what other 2-power creature were we talking about? Was there another 2-power creature we were talking about? I feel like there was, and I'm forgetting it now. We talked about Vanathier, Deputy, Jade Light. Nah, I feel like that wasn't it. Adanto, we did mention Adanto, that's true. So we've got 11, 15, 23, 26. That's probably enough hits. Yeah, I don't think the D-Sphere creature is very good. I mean, my hits are staying the same, Brad. I just cut 4 cards that Bugler didn't hit for 4 cards that Bugler hits. And I cut 2 cards that Bugler hit for 2 other cards that Bugler hit. How many white sources do we have at this point? This is 10, 11, 12. Thanks for all the great arena content. Thank you for the 3-month resub. I appreciate that, Alec. Are we light on bugler hits? I don't know if I believe that's true. Vanguard's definitely not terrible. Vanguard with climb is kind of obnoxious. But I also, like, want a touch of removal. Is Tithe Taker or Vanguard better? These, like, hedge different matchups. Let's try out Vanguard. Is there anything else I wanted to do in the sideboard here? Probably have enough of most stuff. Adanto turns off Bugler and Ooze, so we can't really play. We can't really play that. Tithe Taker, Adanto's much better against control. They both kind of suck against mid-range. Yeah, I need another sideboard card because I put another Krasis in. How much blue mana do we have? This is, this is 17. There's 20 green. There's actually too much green mana in this deck. And there's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 blue. Yeah, I definitely need more blue and more white. Another Vivien's fine. Sure. Alright. We're getting to the chat shouts cards at me point of the me sitting in the deck editor, so we're just gonna put a card in and call it a day. So one of the things that you get to do in this format where the mana is so good, I realize we don't have that many white cards in this deck at this point, but like adding the white splash only costs us a little bit of life, so it's kind of worthwhile, right? I think Bugler is adding a level of consistency that's worthwhile. Like, Bugler's also this kind of sweet card that, like, plays defense, but also generates value. Mentor of the Meek's probably just worse than, Beast Whisperer. Maybe I'm just supposed to ooze here. I don't know. Getting Incubation Druid and setting up Krasis next turn seems appealing, though. It's very possible I'm just supposed to turn 3 ooze on the play there, though. And just start hammering it. So this is 4. I can play this for X is 6. Sure. I agree that seems like an okay turn 4. Wait, do you have 1 Plummet in your sideboard that ways to deal with flying? Well, Plummet's really good against the Drake's matchup, but it's also possible that I'm respecting that matchup a little bit too much. That deck hasn't been super popular recently. I think double ooze here is actually just better than getting another Krasis going. And the Black White Angels, you could probably play Shalai if you have copies of that. That was a really good start. That was a pretty good start. So they're doing something kind of aggressive, right? So Knight of Autumn's probably pretty good, just as like a way to gain life or be a 4/3. This probably is a matchup where like I'm not necessarily a control deck in this matchup, but I am the one that's playing defense, and Hada's Climb isn't a fantastic defensive card. This is a mediocre defensive card too. What do we think of this board plan? Well, the Drake, you should try it with art without Phoenix extras. The Drake decks at the end of last season weren't even playing Bird. What's going on, Steel Wolf? You are catches right at the tail end. I'm going to be done probably after this match. Oh, Adanto's terrible. Thank you. Big agree. Adanto's terrible. That card does not play defense at all. My sideboard, and this is one of the things where, like, if I was taking a little bit more time to think about the sideboard, my sideboard's not good here because I have these Adantos, whereas if this was Tithe Taker, I would get to leave Tithe Taker in and it would be good here, right? And, like, Tithe Taker does have text against control. I think I'm sold on Tithe Taker over Adanto. I've moved on to my new love, Seraph. Fair. Tough, but fair. Ding, ding, ding. Bugler is really just pretty good against aggressive decks, just like being a 2/3 with Vigilance. Knight of Grease is interesting. I'm gonna have a tough time blocking that one. Maybe I'm supposed to play a mana creature out this turn. Oh, okay, weird. Their build is not really what I was expecting to see happen. And I guess I'm just gonna make this a 4/4 now, just so I can block. Rough. Yikes. Maybe I should have just played both of these. I think I played the wrong 2-drop on 2. This at least blocks things so they don't have a black card. Hitting on Bugler is gonna happen like 1 in 10 almost, but like the extra sting when you like are needing land drops and like Bugler into 5, you're 4 of them, and you're just like, just wasn't meant to be exactly. Okay, sada, whatever will be, will be. The future's not mine to see. I'm just gonna play a 4/3 here. If they don't have a removal spell for this Ooze, the Ooze on the play is gonna need to run away with this game pretty quickly. Would you bring in Spyglass versus Mono Red to turn off Steamkin? No. It'll still get you turn off. Wait, a Steamkin's a mana ability, so yeah, you will just be very sad. Actually, you will in fact just be very sad. Now I guess I could have put this into play tapped. Yeah, that's loose. One wet fart, please. Upgrade. This card's super playable, huh? You can play the enchantment, put a counter on the mana dork, and then play the ooze. That's a good catch. That's a good catch. I might do that this turn, actually. Yeah, I definitely did not maximize my mana well last turn. Nearly as well as I could have. Yeah, it's a similar effect to Scarab God for sure. Just like when it dies, it actually dies. I guess not leaving my other climb up is bad if they... So this forces a chump block. Yep. So they're dead on board, right? Yeah, they're dead on board. So we'll turn this into a 2/8. Or sorry, a 4/8. And then this is gonna give it another power up to 5. And then it's gonna flip and it's gonna hit them for 10. We got a couple of really good climb double ups today. Had a number of really good climb double ups today. All right, I think that's gonna be it for me for today. The final deck list. I'm gonna throw it on the stream decker for people that want it. I think it makes sense to have Tithe Taker just because it's much better against aggro. The core of this deck was sweet though. The Bugler finding both of these cards is awesome. Krasis is such a fantastic payoff for having Incubation Druid. You know, honestly, there's probably just a good straight Simic build of this too, but the Bugler does add a nice amount of consistency. But it's probably worth testing straight Simic just between Incubation Druid and like climb and stuff. And the straight Simic build, maybe you play the Biomancer Familiar too, the Merfolk that adapts, because that's pretty good with climb as well. At any rate, I'll be back tomorrow morning. I'll be doing one Magic Online League tomorrow morning, starting about 8 a.m. or so. So I'll be doing more Standard on Magic Arena, starting about 9:30 tomorrow morning. Thanks everyone for watching. I appreciate it. Remember, if you're looking for more content from myself, you can find literally dozens and dozens of hours of this awesome new Standard format on my website, jeffhoagland.com, as well as my YouTube channel, youtube.com/JeffHoagland. If you want to stay here on Twitch, I'm going to go ahead and grab someone to host here really quick. So thanks for hanging out, folks. And as always, thanks for all the wonderful deck submissions. If you want to get your own deck on stream at some point in the future, be sure you head over and check out that link as well.